Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Soundstage here with Kyle. It is my distinct honor and privilege to be here with the one and the only Big Daddy. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, my friend. How are you? It's an honor to be here. Looking forward to chatting for a little bit. A
Absolutely.
beautiful day out here on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was really
We've
nice
been
here.
waiting for this
Really
weather
nice
for a
here in
while.
the central part too. It was nice and cool yesterday. I kind of wish we would have had that. Are you guys like mid 70s today?
Yeah, about mid-70s today. Supposed to be about the same thing all week until maybe 80 by Saturday and Sunday. Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, that's all right. It jumped way back up here. It was like 70. I mean 84, 85 here again today. So
Phew.
yeah, we got the heat wave going on. So I can't believe that anybody who would be listening to our podcast doesn't know who you are. But if for some reason they don't, can you tell them just a little bit of your backstory, who you are, all that sort of thing?
Well, my given name is John McKee.
Okay.
I've been Sean pretty much since I was born because that's Sean is Irish for John, Gaelic for Sean. So I've been Sean forever, but I've been Big Daddy for about 28 years. I've been in the business one way or another, either playing in a band, running bars, DJing in bars, playing in bars, all that for over 50 years. I started my mobile entertainer part of this 33 years ago, and I've been with the same company ever since. I've been with James Daniel Entertainment out of Stamford, Connecticut. We are not just we're a one-stop shop. Anything you need, casinos, this everything, casino, AV, DJs, bands, whatever. But my passion, well, a little bit more for those of you that don't know, I'm a twice survivor of cancer, 10 and a half years cancer clear from the second one, and I'm going to be 70 years old on December 3rd, and I am booked into 20. I've got 3 gigs right now in 2026. The
That's
big
awesome.
question everybody wants to know is two questions. Why are you still doing this? And when do you plan on stopping? Why I'm still doing this is because I can.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. I have roadies do all my, setting up. This
Yep.
way I can hobble in, chat with the venue people and all my clients and everything else before and after. And I love this more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And case in point, last night did a wedding for an amazing couple. I mean, I had 2 weddings this weekend, and I also work for the folks that have Parkinson's for the Visiting Nurse Association right up the street from me. So I left my house at 8:30 on Saturday morning and did not get home till after midnight on Sunday morning. And then I left my house yesterday at 11:30 and got home at about 12 o'clock last night. I love my job, and it's not even a job to me. But my wedding yesterday was a love fest. I've booked this gig about, year and a half ago.
Okay.
And it was just supposed to be a 5-hour reception. Well, the Catholic Church double booked. So they had to, it was lovely. I wanted to throat punch somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And because of all the money that the Catholic Church charges, I'm not anti-religious or anything. I was like, please don't. But so we had to deal with that. I was on the phone with these kids at least 2 to 3 times a week for the past 6 months to make sure everything was going to be perfect. And it was.
That's awesome.
It was a gorgeous day. These 2 kids had love written all over them. The bride's grandfather did the ceremony. Kyle, when I tell you, I was laughing my behind off and crying my eyes out all at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
And everything went just super perfect. And my why for this business is because right now the world is still
crazy.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We have the honor of spreading love and celebratory stuff. That's a great thing. And remember, and again, ad nauseum, if there's no them, there is no us. None of this is about us.
No. Not at all.
So last night I'm sitting there. They give me a love note. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did. It was pretty
great. A love
great.
note at the end. And no less than 25 people came up and thanked me for doing what I did for the bride and groom. I said, no, 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 we're family. And the best man comes up and goes, I've seen you twice. This is the third time. Number one, how do you exceed every performance I've ever seen? Number one. And number two, you have made all 95 people in this room feel like they were the only ones in the room with you. That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We spread love. And so, yes, I'm going to be 70 and you will be in attendance, I hope, as I keynote the Harvest of Sound.
Yeah. Looking forward to that like crazy.
It'll be fun. And, I've been a part of I've closed the DJX mobile show for 17 years. And, I want to be the closer. I want to be the guy that, what did you get out of this? And just collapse it all into one big hug fest, whatever. So, and now I book a lot of work. I'm a motivational speaker and I just love life. I've got 6 grandkids, 4 boys and 2 girls. Sean, Asher, Kellen, Caden, Piper, Cece. That's 6, right? Yeah, that's 6.
Feels like it.
That's 6. I have 2 9-year-olds, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I'm broke. I need to keep working.
Gotta keep all these grandkids having fun.
You know what? Thank God that during COVID we had FaceTime.
Yeah.
That I could see them. I couldn't go to Orlando. I couldn't. So what I would do, during 2020, when I wasn't able to go see them, I would go to the top of their driveway, sit about an hour, go up, play loud music, go up, sit, watch them play outside.
Nice.
They knew I was there, whatever. I am the father of 2 amazing sons, Desi and Casey, and I could not be prouder of both of them. My daughter-in-law, my younger one, got divorced, but they're still friends. It's all about the kids.
Yep.
And my older one, Desi, his wife, Shannon, is like a daughter. She's not a daughter-in-law. She's a daughter. And 6 years ago yesterday was the memorial service for my mom. She passed away in 2018, memorial service. So I'm all about the family. I have 2 brothers. I'm the oldest. Of course I am.
Yeah.
And
got that big guy energy.
Yeah. Got to have it.
Yeah.
Got to have it no matter what.
Yep.
And that's me and that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Well, it's a heck of a story. And the thing that I always find a little bit crazy about you, and you've answered 97% of my personal questions I had for you.
Sorry.
No, it's absolutely fine. The thing that I find crazy about you, I've only been going to DJ conferences since 2021. That was my first one. Midwest 2021 is the first one I ever went to.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I find crazy is how much passion and excitement you always have. I've seen you on people's YouTube videos, from DJX 2018, somebody came and you were out on stage at the thing, doing the Casper slide with DJ Casper and, doing all this other kind of stuff. It boggles my mind how you're still so excited and able to do it. And I know the excitement and everything that you talked about, creating the memories, you love what you do, but with everything that's kind of gone on in your life, you're, like you said, you're coming on to 70 years old, but you attack this like you're 22 years old, which is awesome. So where do you find that inspiration and all that kind of stuff? What's, where does that fire keep burning from? Is it just the passion you have for doing it? Or is it?
I didn't know, honest to God, Kyle, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life until I was 40 years old. I'd been in bars. I'd run nightclubs. I was married. I got divorced. I was living down in Florida. I lived up here. I graduated high school and everything else up here. Moved down to Florida with the 2 young boys. I got divorced. And my ex-wife and I are best friends. We talk at least 2 to 3 times a week. My passion for this is my passion for life. Surviving cancer twice really hit home. The hardest thing about going through the 2 cancers was telling my kids that I had it again. I promised I would never hold anything back from them ever again. My passion for this is my passion for life. I want to make sure that everybody within the sound of my voice and the touch of my hand knows that they have that one person, because you never know Kyle, you never know what anybody's going through now more
No.
than ever.
Oh yeah.
I want them to know that if it's at 3:00 in the morning and they need to chat with somebody, call me. And being an old man, I'm up anyway every 3 hours to pee anyway, so it does, just call me. The phone is always on.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, in 2020, I met in 20 was it I had known about Richard Mills from Australia, New Zealand forever. This man was a legend in this business. He and I did not meet face to face except through mobile beat and whatever until I think it was 2017 when they brought him over to speak in Robbie's thing down in Tennessee.
Okay.
It was an instant like, oh my God, his mom and dad were there. He was told right before that he only had 3 months to live because of brain cancer, this, that, the other thing. He'd been through everything. I looked at this man, and he lasted 4 years. He used the hashtag DBAD, don't be a dick. That's what he said at the end of every seminar he did. Mine or smile as loud as you can. I don't watch history, I make history. But it's the people that I've had in my life that are mentors. Mike Walter, Randy Bartlett.
Yeah.
Casey Kokoras with his sales and marketing. Mitch Taylor. There are so many people. That's one thing everybody has to remember. You can never stop learning. Because once you stop learning and think you know everything, get out.
Yeah, you're in the wrong room.
If you don't have butterflies before you start an event, you're going to make mistakes.
You don't care enough. Yeah, you don't care enough.
You don't care enough.
Yeah.
I'm right hand yesterday. I swear to you, until the bride made it to her groom walking down that aisle, because she had made a 6.5 minute little medley of instrumental stuff that she really, really, really wanted. I hit the button and it stopped right as she kissed her husband for the first time before they got married.
Yeah.
You had to see me. I was like a cheerleader with no pom-poms. And, you got to remain. Do I have sleepless nights? Oh, yeah. The night before are very important. Every gig is important to me. Every event. They're not gigs. They're events. Every event is important to me. If I'm doing like the Visiting Nurses Association for the Parkinson's thing, I was scared to death. I don't sleep. If I'm doing big, long introductions, I don't sleep. When my kids were younger and we'd go to hotels, whatever, before an event, because they would always come and help me. They go, Dad, you realize you introduced an entire bridal party into the room. I said, I know. I can't help it. Got to be on edge all the time.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, all of our clients and everybody, even though there are some Zillas out there, and you're going to find those, and I'm sure you deal with that, Kyle, in the sales part of what you do.
Oh, yeah.
And everything else that you do. You got to put the Zillas to the side.
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness, and if it doesn't work, throat punch them and throw them out.
Yeah, you don't need it. Yeah. It's no, I think that's a really good thing with the killing with kindness and doing all that sort of thing. Your story about your cancer and everything kind of hits kind of home for me. My grandpa did the same thing. He beat cancer 3 separate times. The 4th time it finally got him. He survived a plane crash in the 1950s.
God bless him.
He had a wing going through his abdomen and still lived through that.
Wow.
And this is in the 50s. But so that, and he was the same way. It was, everything was a celebration. Family was everything to him, all that sort of thing. And, I don't know that I've ever consciously thought about, I'm doing that when I'm meeting with my couples and planning the parties and things like that. Oh, am I thinking about it as family? But I think it's a really good way to think about it, because like you said, if you're caring enough and you do get and I get butterflies to this day. It doesn't matter how many times I've gone over the names, how many times I've gone over the things, until that last instrument plays. for the last formal dance, and then we just get to start doing the regular stuff. After that, I'm just like, okay, this is the easy part. Now we're good. Now all the formalities, I can throw a party. That's easy. But it's that making those memories and making sure that it happens how they want it to happen, and it happens in a elegant and professional manner, and all that other kind of, like you said, that's all the stuff that matters, which is awesome. And I guess I never knew how many other like-minded individuals there were out there until I started going to conferences and meeting people like yourself and the Mitch Taylor and Chris Hintz and Toad from out on the East Coast
Hintz?
and
Chris Hintz, Josh Staley, Nate Nelson, my Texas boys, my Texas family, everybody.
Joe Rivera on the West Coast. I mean, there's so many different ones.
George Lopez, have you met George?
I think I've met him. We're not close or anything.
Right hand, you need to have him on with you.
Okay.
You want to talk about George and I have been friends. Oh my God. 15, 16 years. He is, when you talk to him, the hair on the back of your neck will stand on end from the start to finish. He is the most inspiring and knowledgeable man about everything. He's another one of my mentors. Robert Arthur, who's out at J&M Entertainment. All these, Ben, you guys, all of you guys teach me something.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you can listen. Again, I've been in the business for a long time. There's Johnny Ross, who's older than me. Between he and I, we did a kids party. The two oldest guys in the business did a kids party, and they wanted us back again.
Yeah.
Because they had so much fun with the two old guys.
Well, yeah.
You can never stop learning no matter what.
Yeah.
And, life is short. But my thing with Richard Mills is, thank heavens for IM. I was able to talk to Richard. I got a phone call from his best friend, Nick Logan, and his wife, his now widow. And he was out. But he knew it was me because he held Nick's hand. I sang to Richard. I said, I love you. I'm going to miss you more than you'll ever know. 2 minutes after I hung up the phone, he passed. My dads, both of my dads, I was the last one to see them alive. I don't know whether I'm bad luck or whatever. You have to take each and every moment of your life. I lost a lot of years with my kids, my sons, because of the divorce and getting back into this business and everything else I was doing. Now with the grandkids, I'm not working during the week. And whenever I get the chance to see them, I'll go down 3 times to Orlando every year, make sure that I'm around all 3 of their birthdays. And up here, as many times as I can see them, I will. But my friends out there, don't lose sight of your family. Yes, be busy. And people go, how can you do as many events as you do at your age? Come to Harvest of Sound, and I will explain to you what it's all about.
Oh, see, cliffhanger. He is good at this. He's leaving that cliffhanger for us. We got to be at Harvest of Sound to hear the rest of the story, which is great. I appreciate that. That's fantastic, and it is a question that a lot of people have.
You know what? Again, does everybody like me? No. Does everybody like everybody? No. It's okay. Yeah. A lot of people think I'm an attention hoe. I sit back and watch. And like I said, when I do my events, like you were talking about, until all the formalities, introductions are done, I got all the names and now even better, because they're not coming out as couples, they're coming out as girls first, guys next.
Yeah.
And it's all first names and everything else on this side of town. We front load everything. Introductions, first dance, mother, son, father, daughter, blessings, toast. The only thing you got to do is cake. Yeah. And that's usually private, and nobody's doing garter bouquet anymore.
No, I'm not doing any of that stuff, no.
And again, bar and bat mitzvahs, I am still doing them. I just booked one for 2026. I did the bar mitzvah boys' mom and dad's wedding and the bar mitzvah boys' mom and dad's bar, and bat mitzvahs. Third, 3, 4, the wedding I did yesterday. 6 different couples were at the wedding that I've done weddings for. You're only as good as your last event.
Oh yeah.
Make every event like it was the last one you were going to do. Just like Tim McGraw said, live like you were dying. And I know it sounds crazy, but you got to live every day like you were never going to get it again.
Yeah.
And, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I'll be up having my kachava shake, getting ready to go work out, get some work done, come home, put my feet up, and watch the rest of the day go by. Got to watch General Hospital. I missed it today. Got to watch General Hospital. Kidding me. What are you, nuts?
So are you one of those? Is that your program? Is that how you call it?
It used to be. It was so funny. 1981, when Luke and Laura got married, the first time, I had a black tie affair at my house with a TV in every room and 2 cases of champagne. And by the time they said I do, the only person awake was me because everybody else was hammered. But
so you are a dedicated fan.
Oh, big time. But it's just like Monday night. It's Monday Night Raw. I'm a big WWE fan. Big.
Okay. You have a favorite of all time? I've been to a WrestleMania, so
I went to 3. My favorites, they're all Triple H. Paul and I become friends because I did a thing called the Princess Ball for 20 years, and they moved it to a town about 20 minutes from here.
So yeah, you're in Connecticut.
And the girls on the committee said, "Oh, we got a big
Greenwich.
celebrity coming in." I said, "Who's that?" Triple H. I said, "Oh, I'm a big fan." They go, "Well, I said, "Guys, Triple H that night is Paul Levesque, the dad, not Triple H, the wrestler." I walked right up. I saw him standing with his daughter, his oldest, who just started college, and I called and left him a message. I walked right up to him. I shook his hand. I went right down, "Dakota, I hope you have such a good time with your dad tonight. Anything you need, either have dad come up or you come up, any song request." I looked up at him. He goes, "You're good." I said, No. I've been a fan of yours forever. But tonight, you're dad, and nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Watching Triple H do the chicken dance with his daughter, and now 3 daughters, and all 3 of them coming up and hanging with me. I've met some amazing people. I did work. I was my 15 seconds of fame was working for Kathy Lee Gifford when she was still on Regis and Kathy Lee.
Wow.
She mentioned me on TV, and I'm getting phone calls. "Was that you?" Yes, it was. And you know what? Everybody is a celebrity in my eyes. Yeah. My brides and grooms, as a matter of fact, before I came home, I have these new purple shoes that are the greatest thing known to man for neuropathy and everything else I've gotten. I delivered them to the father of the bride whose wedding I did on August 29th. Okay. I said, he's a big sneaker fan. I said, "You want these sneakers?" He goes, "How much do I owe you?" I said, "A handshake and a hug. Done." He goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah. I told you I was going to get you a pair. What are you going to do?" Yeah. But you got everybody becomes, but then you get those that you do the event, you work your behind off, and at the end of the night, they walk out without even saying thank you or anything else like that. Remember, folks, you got paid. You don't have to deal with them again if they were bride or groomzilla or mom and dad Zilla, whatever. Yep. You got paid good money, and you don't have to hear from them again. Boom.
Yeah. Don't let it ruin your day.
Don't let it ruin your day.
Yeah. That's fantastic advice. So when is it that you first met Ben? So you said, obviously you've been doing this for a long time and you've been doing.
Ben and I met, I think the first time we met was at Mobile Beat in Vegas.
Okay.
And it was an instant brotherhood and friendship. I adore that man.
He's pretty awesome.
He's one of the hardest working guys in the world. One of the most soft-spoken guys ever. And he gets the phone call every year for his birthday. And also his wife does. And the kids do too. Everybody gets it. I'm doing over 2,800. But I've known Ben for a while. And he and I, it was just like an instant brotherhood. And, with Kat and you guys are the best in the business. The customer service from NLFX is second to none. And I know it's tough right now because a lot of people, there's people that don't have money, whatever. But if you guys if any of these folks out there need anything, call these folks. They're on it like nobody's business, and these are the people you want to deal with all the time.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, and it is, it's always hard going through anything. Everything slows, everything's cyclical, business, everything. Same thing in weddings and all that kind of thing. Things warm up, they cool down, all that sort of thing. So we're going through it all right and all that sort of thing. But it is that stuff that it is the mentality that Ben put forward, how everything is kind of run at NLFX.
Mm-hmm.
It's his vision of how a company should be run, and that was one of the biggest things that I was so excited about to join on board, because I knew the way he ran it. And so
Right.
it was kind of hard to not say yes
long,
to.
Ben? You've been with him for how long?
I've only been here since January. So I'm, 9 months is all that I've been at NLFX. But, it is kind of, I have that mentality that everybody hopes to have one day. I don't feel like I've worked since January. Like, I get to sit and talk to people like yourself. I get to talk to people about their equipment needs. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And all that sort of thing. I get to talk them through it. I get to do, I get to try new equipment all the time. I get to, it's very much my dream job, that I just get to do it. And being able to do it for a company like NLFX, I don't know that it would be nearly as good anywhere else. Just because it's run how I would run a business. So
you and Kat, Ben, everybody that works there, it's one of these. We're here to help. We're not here to take your money.
Yeah.
We're here to help first, then we'll figure it out. The E-verse, the 8 and the 12, banging. Ceremony, because from where you are, next week I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm in nowhere.
Yeah.
And everything is wireless. I can sit in my car and do a ceremony. Bluetooth my iPad because everything's downloaded. Got the power cord for the microphone, everything else. You got to spend money though. If you want the best, you got to go to the best. And again, right now, the biggest thing is it's not as busy as it used to be as far as weddings go. It'll get better again.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2020, Chris D'Amico said it the best. Nobody met each other in 2020. Or if they were going to get married, they were in the same house or same apartment together for so long, they go, I don't want to be spending the rest of my life with this person. So, you lost. Did you gain more in 2021, 2022? Yeah. But now you're feeling the residual effects of nobody met each other.
Yeah. Nobody's out, and that's, I've said that to a couple of different people, like nobody met in 2020. And so you date for a year, you're engaged for a year, you get married. Well, if nobody met in 2020, well, they can't get married and engaged and get married in 2024 because there's nobody to meet.
Right.
But so, I think I'm with you. I think 2025 is going to pick up quite a bit.
Oh, big time.
And obviously going forward into the future, all that kind of stuff, just like it does with everything. Election years, everything's all goofy.
Please. There's so many excuses for people. This, that, the other thing. Guess what? Just work hard.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, if you can, as long as you're going through and you're doing the smart things during the really busy times, you'll be just fine during the slower times too.
Yep.
So, so I really appreciate you saying, all those super kind things about NLFX and all that sort of thing. So, so you say you have somebody come in and set all your stuff up. So what are you using? Like, what's your main kind of setup? Are you point source guy? Are you a column array guy?
I am an EV ambassador.
Okay.
I use the Evolve 50s for my main system. I don't use a controller because my voice is my selling point. Either my singing, my introductions, everything else. I use a Allen Heath board, the S10, and it's amazing what it does. And I've got a sound card that comes out of my computer. I use a Lenovo.
Okay.
And lighting, I got the gig bar, but I'm thinking about going and getting the light tubes.
Okay.
Just a little bit of a different effect.
Sure.
For my ceremonies, E-verse.
Yeah.
Cocktail hour in another room, E-verse.
Yep. Don't need much more than that.
No. No. And I mean, I always carry backup. I have two computers and 3 iPads with me at all times,
Yeah.
no matter what. So nothing skips out.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm an EV ambassador, and I use Shure microphone,
Okay.
SM58. Plus, I use a Heil, the old-fashioned looking one with the blue light or red light, the old
Okay.
Frank Sinatra looking one like Shure has. But
Hmm.
this is a Heil. Woo! Big effect. And on the 4th of July, I have a red, a white, and a blue one. So on the 4th of July, I use all 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't come out front. I'll come out front and walk, make sure that the microphone's all
Everything's
set.
ready to go. Yeah.
And, and I get the people go, why don't you go out front? So I said, guys, number one, I'm bigger than 90% of the people that are in there. Number two, my voice is louder than everybody else's, and they know who I am. I don't need to have stand in the middle of the dance floor and announce who I am. They only hear my name once
Yeah.
at the end of the night. My friends, I want you all to have a great rest of your weekend. Tom and Tammy, have a great rest of your life. And if you forget everything that happened tonight, remember one more thing. Big Daddy loves you. That's the only time you're going to hear my name.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, somebody's going fast.
they know who you are. And also, honest to God, Kyle, after 32 years, if they haven't figured out who I am by now, they're
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah. That's one way to do. If the way that you talk and the way that you go through and you do everything, that is your biggest selling point. And I see how, hey, I don't need to do that because this is who I am and this is how I
Yeah.
present myself, and I'll get you guys to follow along with me just for my energy, even just standing back here doing what I'm doing. So that's awesome, and the fact that you figured out a way to harness that. I wish we could figure out a way to bottle up the energy that you and some others have. And can it and be able to sell it, because it would be a heck of a sales thing. Um,
The
but
thing is
that's
that, Kyle, in my heart,
yeah,
we are blessed to be able to do what we do. It's the setups and everything else that, with all the new stuff, this, that, the other thing, and, computers. What did we get? I started in the business. I was vinyl,
oh yeah,
into CD tapes, everything else. But and you've got the Nick Spinellis, who was amazing. You got your Nick, you got your Jeffrey Scott Goulds, you got your Kevin Garrity's, and my personal DJ, as I call him, Lance George out of Chicago. You got
oh
all
sure,
these younger guys, but they get it. Nate Nelson. Nate and I have been friends for a long time, and just watch and learn and listen. And that's the one thing about going to conventions. You're going to learn a lot more if you listen at the seminars. Yeah, the education, it all depends on who you get. You got your Mike Walter. Oh, please. That man is personified. Everything. You got your Troy Adams. You've got all these other folks. And my greatest feeling is when I walk into a room and I blend. The biggest problem is I'll sit in a corner and I will hold court because everybody wants to line up and talk to Big Daddy. I am honored by that and everything else. I am still learning each and every time. I'm learning talking to you. I'm learning to, you gotta keep this open. You were born with 2 of these and 1 of these.
yeah,
Use these more than this.
yeah. You should listen twice
I've
as much
got,
as you talk.
Chris Hintz, amazing. Josh Staley, all these younger, the females, Stephanie, Rachel, Nikki Nell. Oh, you want to talk about superstars? Nikki Nell, Stephanie, Rachel Lynch. Rachel,
yeah, Tori V. We had on a couple weeks ago.
We're 35 minutes from each other. She's a little sister to me.
Yeah,
All these guys. I want everybody to succeed. My biggest thing as the Godfather is I want our business to be in good hands and know that I can sit back and watch and go, okay, we're going to be okay.
yeah,
There are people out there that should not be in this business. They're in it for the money. They're in it for if you're in this for the money, good for you. You're going to last about 18 months. I don't go out for any less than this, that caca. I've been in the business for over 50 years. The thing I did for Parkinson's disease, $125.
Yeah.
All the kids shows I do, 150, $200. You know why? Because that is going to lead me to 3 or 4 at full price. You got to learn to give. If you want to get, you got to give.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of that. It's my wife works for the school where I live, and so we've always been with my company. Hey, you don't have to use us, but if you want to, you can come to us. We do a really deep discount, basically just enough to kind of cover expenses and a little bit
That's
stuff
all.
like that.
That's all.
And everybody's kind of like, well, how come you do that? Why are you doing it? I was like, because I've always given back where I live. Like if I support them, they can support me. So
Right.
yeah,
And if even if it's not the biggest money, you get 4 or 5 of those. They add up. They put gas in the tank. They pay somebody's bills, whatever.
yeah.
And it makes you feel good.
Oh yeah,
And
I
they're all
always
going to
enjoy doing it.
remember.
Yeah.
And you live where?
So I live right by Council Bluffs in Iowa.
Okay.
So I live down there. Live in a small town just outside of that. So it's not a very big town and things like that. But I do a lot of stuff for a community center that we have here. And I don't ever charge them because it's like for the town when we do town celebrations and stuff like that. I don't charge. It's just like, hey, just put me on all of the promo material, put me as a sponsor, all
Yep.
that kind of stuff. That's my pay. Because then my logo's up everywhere. It's on all their Facebook posts. It's on all that kind of stuff. I'm out in the middle of every single town celebration, front and center.
I'll be
And that's just as good
hall.
of advertising as I can get anywhere else.
Absolutely. I'm in front of town hall in my town here in about a month. I will book 6 or 7 just from that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Get the name out, spread the love. And my favorite thing is, well, we found a guy that says he can do the same thing you can do for $1,000 less. I said, and you haven't signed him? Have you seen what he can do? Is he insured? Is he a professional? Have you seen videos?
Yeah.
No, not really. I said, then you're about the price and nothing else. Then why did you call me? Well, we've seen you about 5 or 6 times. I said, okay. That comes, experience. Oh, well, that's a lot of money. I said, I'm sorry, but sign that guy that says he can do the same thing I can do for $1,000 less.
Mhm.
48 hours later, I'm getting a phone call. My daughter says if I don't book you for her wedding, I'm not allowed to come.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly.
I'm nothing special. But what you will get is my heart.
Yeah.
And I will leave everything on that floor when I leave.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about the event and making sure that it is the event. And it sounds like you don't do anything making an event for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a really, I feel like it's crazy too that we get to do this for a living. We get to call this our, people don't like it, but it's like, it's our job. And the only reason I do it in air quotes is because it's the same thing. I don't feel like it's a job. Like whenever I'm getting ready for an event on a weekend, I might be tired, it might be this, but I'm never dreading going to it. I'm never dreading going to have a good time with this couple that I've been talking to, for the last 5 months, planning this special day and doing all that and making sure that I went over everything. I want to make sure that the time that I spent working on it and getting it ready was worth it to me and to them. Because like you said,
everybody else that walks through that door for them.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I give it my 110% for them, again, that's the best advertising I can ever have is them telling their 10 other friends that are getting married because, 99.9% of people aren't, getting married alone. So
you want great things to happen at the venue. When you walk in,
yeah,
don't walk in like you're the cock of the walk. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Big Daddy. When you got some time, just tell me where I set up and I will be out of your way. Then if we have 5 minutes, we'll go over the itinerary, which I go over with them 3 or 4 times. I'm a pain in the butt. But 3 or 4 times before I even walk through the door.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, and my whole thing is I'm doing everything that I can for them while I'm there.
Right.
Um, because it's the same thing. Like, make those connections, make those things. That's why I always try to ask for photographer's name, caterer's name, all that kind of stuff. I try to get all that stuff beforehand so I can reach out. Hey, I'm going to be the DJ. I'll be there this day. Let me know what I can do to help you out. Um, before we do dinner, I am always going back. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people. I'm sure I'm not the only person that does this, but go back, double check with them. Hey, are we good to go still at 6 o'clock? Does that work for everybody? Do you need me to, do you need more time? Oh no, we're good now. Okay, perfect. I'll get everybody sat back down. We'll get going. Um, because that's the other thing is then if you can take that worry off them also, uh, that hey, oh no, this guy's got it. We have it figured out.
If there's a problem, I don't want my bride and groom or my bar and bat mitzvah folks to know.
No.
If there's any problems, it's got to go through me.
Yeah, and the
caterer.
And that's people really like. That's one thing that I tell them every day, every time we get off, like the final Zoom call that we do. I always try to get face to face with them. I always ask them to please worry about absolutely everything about this wedding up until Friday afternoon. Like after that, you got to let it go, because that's
after
why you
that worry about I do.
Yeah,
and don't miss this bad boy.
Yeah, that's why I say that's why you paid me. That's why you paid your caterer, your florist. It's our job to now worry for you. And I tell them, look, something will go wrong. It always does. It doesn't matter how well you've planned it, how well I've planned it. Something's going to happen, but it's okay because we've got you.
Right.
And so
we've got your back.
Yeah, and it is a lot of times. I was like, oh, thank you so much. But there's been a couple times where like brides have cried, like, oh my god, I just needed to hear that. They need to know that hey, I got your back, and just saying that hey, it's okay, I got you. Like,
yeah,
don't worry about it. And just enjoy the day. Make sure you're going through the day. Make sure you're taking the time to enjoy the moment because it goes a lot faster than you think it will.
How did you get hooked up with Ben and NLFX?
Well, so I'm the hair club guy, even though I don't have any hair. I was also a client. So I started DJing. So I started DJing in 6th grade. We were talking about that a little earlier.
Right.
But I didn't officially start my company until 2018. So it was actually a long time. I just did it for friends and family, and I had stuff, and then I didn't have it, and half in, half out for 2 decades or whatever. But so in 2018, I started my formal company, and we started doing it. And I did the same thing that everybody else does. You buy what you can afford, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing this more than once every 2 months. I'm doing this once a month. Okay, I need to maybe this isn't working as well as I thought it would. Then I went to everybody's favorite research tool, YouTube.
Oh yeah,
and you just started seeing, hey, you should go check out NLFX. They're the ones who are really good at this. And then I was looking for new speakers, and so then I went and I saw this. Oh, Ben Stowe, who is this guy? Oh, he's doing this shootout between these speakers. Okay, let me take a look. What does he think? How does he do it? And so I just messaged him, and I was like, hey, I've seen your videos. What are your real, are these your actual thoughts that are on this? Or, because of course I thought I knew everything, because what DJ doesn't. And he took the time and he explained things, and I just appreciated everything that he did, taking care of me. And so I just became a loyal customer. I don't know that outside of maybe 1 or 2 pieces of equipment since 2019, I've bought anywhere else. And just going through, and I, we had become friends over the years and all that kind of stuff. I actually used to work in banking.
Whoa.
And so this opportunity came up, and Ben was coming through, and he's just like, hey, can we sit and talk? And we kind of talked about it, and he threw out this crazy idea, and I was just like, say less. And I was hating my job anyway, so it's been a wonderful, wonderful thing that's happened for me personally and professionally. But honestly, it's been really great for my family too, because I used to commute 65 miles one way every day.
Woo.
So it was a lot, and so I was gone a lot. And now, that I work from home, other than when I'm doing, I go out and do different shows, obviously, and things like that.
Right.
And I travel a little bit here and there for the company, but nothing crazy like I was doing before. So it's just been an absolute blessing, and I can't thank Ben and them enough. They put me through the ringer. I actually had an interview with Ben and Cheyenne and Kat and Linnea and Danny, all
Whoa.
individually. That yep, because just like you say, we kind of treat everybody like family. It is very much a family,
Yeah, it is.
and they needed to make sure that I would fit and that I was the kind of person that NLFX looks for. And I feel extremely blessed that they said that I was. It was a huge honor, and I honestly I couldn't see myself doing anything else ever again. I really couldn't. I just love it already, and it's fantastic. So
And I'm talking about Ben, and I know nothing
yeah,
electronically. I will go and sit in a room and watch Ben and listen to Ben talk. And it's all a Seinfeld show. Blah, 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 blah. I have no frigging clue what he's talking about.
yeah,
All I know is I love that man enough to sit in that room and listen to him. And there's a few little pointers that I got from him. But, Kat, you know what? The world needs more of NLFX. It needs more people like you. There's guys out there, Rick Webb, there's other guys. That's great. They're doing great. As long as they don't screw anybody. And as of right now, I've heard, and you got, anything happens, Ben, everybody's on it like everything.
yeah.
When we're together in Boston, that's Ben's biggie. That is Ben's baby.
He gets to flex his nerd. That he gets to flex everything that he knows, which is a lot.
And the
So
smile on his face is
yeah,
endless.
he loves playing with toys. It's pretty awesome to listen to, and and anybody who ever does try to get a hold of Ben, please, if you need to get a hold of Ben, you can. But also, please, everybody know. Well, be patient on that, and please, everybody know that if you think you know how busy he is, he's probably about 4 times as busy as you think that he is.
Yeah.
And that's on a light week. So please, if you're going to reach out, you let us take some of the load off Ben. We're there too. We can get you. I promise we get you just as good a deal as Ben can. And so he's great, and I'm excited for that because I've actually never been to Harvest of Sound. It's one that I've wanted to go to the last couple of years, haven't been able to.
You'll enjoy it. It'll be
so I'm really excited. Yeah,
Lou's
Lou's a fantastic
Walker,
guy
Tyler,
too.
Chris, all these guys, and Lou Paris. You can't find anybody better than those guys.
Yeah, they're great.
And you've got Marquis in Chicago. Were you at Marquis?
Yeah, we were there. Yep.
You know what? Keith runs a great show. He's got great education. I've been the host there, and I've been, doing stuff for John Young and everybody else. Every show has its own niche. Midwest DJ Live, amazing. What they get done in Milwaukee, Mitch and Rich Lang and all those guys, it's amazing. Pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
If you can't make it to one, at least if they're streaming it, watch.
Yeah.
You can never get enough education.
Yeah.
People seem to think that, yes, do we press buttons? We wiki, whatever. But it's not just about that.
That's about, ironically, I've thought about this for a lot lately. It's one of the smaller, it's an important part of our job, but it's kind of the smallest part of our job.
Yes.
I think.
It is.
Because if you don't have all the other stuff that goes along with it, it's not going to last. And anybody.
Is Cubby Powell close to you?
Who's that?
He's in Iowa. Cubby, Andy Powell?
He's not close. He's on the other side of the state, but yeah.
Okay. Good man.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. He's a really nice guy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Big Daddy, I appreciate everything that we talked about today. I appreciate your time so much. Thank you.
Honored.
Can't thank you enough for being on here with us. When we were sitting down talking about the short list of people right away that we wanted on this crazy podcast we decided to do, your name was right up there at the top. So thank you so much for being with us,
my friend. And we will be in touch.
Absolutely. And do you want to give us? Do you have social media or anything you want people to check out or
Sean
join?
McKee on Facebook, at Sean Big Daddy, James Daniel on Instagram. Everybody knows my phone number. You can reach me on IM anytime,
Okay.
and I'm always here. I am always here for anybody, everybody. And right now, again, the world is going through a lot of some very, very, very dear friends of mine are going the big C word and this and that. And I need to mention somebody.
Sure.
His name is John De Palma.
Okay.
He was September 11th, 9/11, 23 years ago. He was one of the firemen that was in the middle of there's a picture of him in the middle of all the rubble. This is a man that 23 years ago helped. John De Palma will always be a hero to me. And anybody that had anything to do with 9/11, well, my ex-wife, she was supposed to be in New York City near there that morning. I don't know who was watching over her, but everybody's a hero. Everybody has something. You know, we lost a lot of amazing people to 2020. You know, again, to all of my mentors out there, and everybody's a mentor to me because I learned something. Joshua, Matt Last, Michael Levers, Jake Jacobson, all these guys. You honored to, by the way, my friend, welcome to the family.
Thank you very much.
You are so screwed. Just to let you know, you are so screwed.
That's all right.
But
bring it on.
We all are a family. And remember, my friends, you have no competition. There's only one of you. You have to be the best you can be each and every day. Wake up in the morning because there's nothing we can do about yesterday.
Yep.
We make today a better day. Today's the present. Tomorrow's a gift. That's all I got. And know that I love you.
All right, man. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We'll see you again next week. Take care.
Peace, guys.